Hold up. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you guys are watching at. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Can everybody drop a 1 in the chat? Everybody drop a 1 in the chat as we're about to get things situated. All right. Appreciate you guys for coming back for another Snkrs. I want to say watch party. It's been a minute since we've done some watch parties up in here, but y'all let me know if you guys can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat. There might be a small delay, by the way, just because I feel like when I started OBS, I kind of see myself right here, and I think we're like off by a couple of seconds. I want to say like maybe 30 seconds or so. Drop a 1 in the chat for good. Carl says 1. RIP Focus says 1. Alex says 1. Eugene says 1. All right, so awesome. So the connection should be good, guys. So we should be able to like have a crystal clear connection up in here. Right now I am in the, I want to say, teacher's lounge. So hopefully the connection is pretty strong in here. If it does end up going a little wonky, we might end stream just because it's kind of hard for me to like fix the connection and whatnot. But appreciate you guys for coming back for another Snkrs watch party. We're about to see what the vibes are for I guess the sneaker showcase. We haven't really gone live for this one in a while. I feel like it's been a minute since we've done a watch party. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screen share my device onto the laptop. Y'all gonna let me know if it looks good, and let's start before it goes live real quick. So let's see how this one goes. All right. You guys should be able to see what I'm seeing right now. The only problem is that I can't see the chat now. That's what's being difficult right now currently. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll leave it like this. Y'all could definitely let me know if you guys are able to see. Dang, I was expecting it to be a little bit more of a smaller screen. No laggy, your sound. What do you guys think? Were you guys able to see it? Looks all right. How did that look? Let me go ahead and go back. If we can't get it to work, then we might have to postpone then, because it would suck for us to... Can I go back here? How did it look? Oh, so it was able to work. Hold on. Okay, we're good. I just won't be able to see chat then. That's the only thing. I just won't be able to see chat. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and test the volume. Maybe you guys can hear what's going on before it goes live. And then, I mean, it's going to come from the speaker. So you guys should be good from the speaker. Okay. I want to know how the hell I can watch chat, because I want to talk to you guys, obviously, as I'm watching. Okay. We'll see how it goes. I guess you guys are going to see my reaction. I guess you guys will see my reaction as we're watching this. So it still hasn't jumped on. It's about to start at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I guess we're just going to wait. And yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I can't see you guys from there. I might have to ask Ari to see chat some way, somehow. Maybe Ari can let me know. She's in the next room. All right. If you guys are able to hear this, drop yes in the chat. If you guys are able to hear this, there's 1.3 right now on Snkrs Live. So y'all let me know if you guys are able to catch that. Let me know. And then obviously if you guys want to drop a comment, you guys have community guidelines right there. You guys can drop a comment. You guys got the fire. You guys should be able to see everything. I'm actually gonna go to the other room just to see how it's looking like. All right, I should have brought my second device. Frick, I'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? We're back. My name is Brandon Jenkins, and welcome to Sneaker Showcase, an official visual press release for upcoming Nike releases. And look, we're coming to you live from Nike's New York headquarters, about a block away from Madison Square Garden, a couple subway stops away from Barclays, in a city with ties so deep to basketball that there's basically a court on like every other corner. New York hoops culture is very, very real, and that's on all levels, whether we're talking pickup games in the park or some of the
now,
things.
Before I do anything, hold on. I'm sorry. I have to stop the chat. Sorry, I got to stop it just because I got to see if the audio's looking good. Is the audio good? Can everybody drop yes in the chat if the audio's looking good? Are we good? Can you guys hear?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, cool beans. All right, guys, so we're going to get to it. We're going to get straight to it. They can hear the what's going on Sneakers Live or no?
Yeah.
No, go before that. Yeah, we're good? Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share it then. Yeah, they are. Okay, thank you so much, Ari. Shout out to Ari. Okay. All right, we're good, friends. We're going to go back. Thank you, Ari.
Of course, see you later.
All right, laters. All right, guys, we're going to go back to it. Here we go. Enjoy. I can't see chat, friends. I cannot see chat.
Go.
So we're going to get straight to it. Hold on. What's going on? Here we go. Okay.
I'll show you in a minute.
There we go.
It's just like a whole new wave of the game. And
Jonathan, not right now. Come on. Sorry, guys.
in addition to the GT series, we're also going to show you that we've been making some inclinations into street ball over in China, and we're going to show you a special model that we developed for that as well. All right, that's a mouthful. So look, let's just jump right into it, the GT Future.
All right. We're about to see what the vibes are with the GT Future. Jonathan, what the heck? All right, hold on, guys. Let me get this call real quick. Jonathan. Yo, I'm streaming right now. I need the phone. I'll call you back soon, all right? All right, brother. All right.
Saw debut during NBA All-Star Weekend with AJ DeBonsu wearing them on court and Wale wearing them courtside. Now we're excited to finally unveil the GT Future here on Sneaker Showcase. Look how good these look.
All right, let me know in the comments, even though I can't see, drop a comment what your thoughts are on the
All right, so you got a chance to look at the metallic
Futures.
colorway up there. I'm holding the future of basketball right here, the GT Future. I've been excited about these since the first time I saw them. These are the Lightning colorway dropping in holiday of 2025. I was at that basketball game, by the way, a little flex, sitting courtside, and I saw AJ wearing an all-black pair, which first caught my eye. I'd never seen anything like it. And then as I started to mill about it,
let me go back.
Let's keep it tight on this.
There's like a lag going on this one. Sorry, friends. One more time. Everybody want to call around this time. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. Top of the afternoon, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, guys. Hold on. Sheesh. Someone wasn't watching the stream. I know. Okay, we're back at it. Here we go.
They're a basketball footwear design at Nike.
That's way better. All right, I'm going to leave it like that. Not touching anything.
Hi, my name is Ross Klein, Senior Design Director for Nike Basketball Footwear. We're here to talk about the GT Future. This is truly a statement of where we're going to go in the future of basketball. It's about pulling our consumers and our athletes into a completely new space, and a new space that takes the game forward. So, truly, when we were looking at developing this, we wanted to come with an opposite proposition, something that really took us into a new space and gave our athletes and our consumers something that they've always been asking for. Because one of the big things we do here at Nike is we listen to the voice of the athlete. And the voice of the athlete has told us, do something different, come up with something that's very imaginative and something that drives complete curiosity.
I'm not gonna lie, these kind of remind me of
the curiosity
some
that this has provided for us.
Y'all let me know though.
Really
kind of give me like a Flightposite
what's
type of
happening
feel.
on the inside of the shoe. The outside of the shoe is very sculptural. It's very much about surface tension and those things that elicit stability and containment and support. All the things we love out of basketball shoes. But what's on the inside is an engine in a sports car that we haven't quite put together quite like this. So what we have inside of this is our Cushline 3.0 foam, some of the best in the industry at lightweight responsiveness. And then in addition, we have a full-length Zoom Strobel, which we've come to love. It's the snappy responsiveness out of this. And additionally, it's lightweight. And then also, we have another 4-foot Zoom bag that gives you that pop, that snappiness, that sensation.
Okay.
You know, really what our athletes look for is something that's agile, but bouncy, something that gives you that sort of sensation right off the bat when you put it on your foot. And then that challenges huge amounts of inspiration upon imagination and curiosity. So the GT Future is one that takes us to a new space and takes basketball to a new space. So when we think about the signal of the game and what's happening to it and where we want to take it, we're going to push a new perspective that really drives the curiosity and imagination of an athlete that always is asking for what's next. Welcome to the GT Future.
All right, drop me in the comments.
I don't know, Ross kind of bodied that. I mean, just hearing him talk through all of it, whether it's stability on the outside or sort of like an engine on the inside, I think is everything you want to hear from your designers. And when he talks about the future of basketball, I mean, just look at him. It feels exactly like that. I'm super excited to try these on. I've been waiting for these. But look, let's stay in the GT space a little bit more. Ross, thank you for tapping in with us. Let's slide over to another fan favorite, the GT Cut One.
Okay, let's see. And a Volt colorway?
So look, you might have already seen a few colorways start to come back, but we're here to show you a few more looks at the return of the GT Cut One. Currently, you're looking at it in its Volt colorway dropping in fall of this year. This has been a true Hooper shoe, popular with diehard basketball players all over, and the brand heard them ask for it to come back, so they brought him back.
But I think it's not for everybody, though.
So we just showed you the Volt colorway that we had up here, and this one right here is the white colorway. The white and chrome colorway also dropping in fall.
That white and chrome does look really
this year. When they start talking about what bringbacks look like, what I think is exciting is that these are a relatively young shoe. When you start thinking about what a retro looks like, or to be able to bring something back. But I think it is a testament. I'll show you the black colorway here. A testament to Nike listening to the athlete and saying, "Hey, we want this shoe. It performed really well for us. It allowed us to be to have a lot of speed and be stable and be agile on the court." Saying, "Hey, okay, we're going to bring it back for you all."
Crisp.
And obviously in the proper colors that we see here, both of these just look really beautiful. And then lastly, before we jump into our next one, I just want to slide and give a little more attention, a little more love to this Volt colorway that we got here. Right here with this nice Volt.
There's always going to be
and that red that pops. And again, all these drop in fall of this year. Okay guys, we have a few more things still in the GT series, so let's cue up our next joint.
So more GT Cut 3s. We've seen a lot of you guys rock the GT Cuts on the court.
This is eye-catching. So right now you're looking at the GT Cut 3 and the Jordan Poole player-exclusive colorway dropping holiday of this year. Now look, you might have caught a few of these pair a few months ago on the feet of the New Orleans point guard and might have been wondering what the inspiration behind this shoe was. Well, Jordan Poole's GT Cut 3 isn't just a colorway, it's a personal play, it's a personal story. Growing up, milk and cookies were his post-game treat and something that stuck with him throughout all these years. Now it's a ritual. So Nike brought this story to life in a fun and expressive way that reflects his personality on and off the court. I think for me, the first time I ever started to see sneakers in other colorways that were actually real sneakers, not the like early days of variants and whatever you guys are calling them now, they were player exclusives. You know, I would see like my favorite basketball player, like maybe Jason Kidd or someone else, playing in a sneaker that denoted their team. And now I think what's really exciting is that player exclusives have evolved as sneakers have grown into more colors, and they've become a canvas to tell unique stories. You know, something that I think we see in the SB space really often, and we're seeing in basketball as well, across like other lines like KD, etc. To see these here is just really exciting. And so obviously we're going to point to the cookies of it all right here in the upper and the outsole, and then you can see like the white sort of outline here. You see this tab pull, and then on the back a little closer, there's a milk carton. I still love the idea of sneakers as a canvas to tell stories or draw highlights to different parts of an athlete's career. These are beautiful and fun. All right, you all, we're going to move over to the ST Flare.
I've never seen a pair of ST Flares, so this might be.
So now look, if you're tapped in with basketball on a global level, then you know how popular the game is around the world. And over the years, Nike has had a history of shoes inspired by and designed specifically for the game in China. You might recall the Nike Hyperfuse introduced for the World Basketball Festival back in 2010, which was designed with added durability after recognizing the wear and tear of the outdoor courts. And the ST Flare has followed in those footsteps. Nike introduced XDR rubber to enhance durability and withstand tough environmental conditions, and the outsole features a macro herringbone traction pattern designed to maximize flexibility while delivering long-lasting grip and response. So first things here, I'm going to show you, zoom in here. is the dark smoke colorway dropping in fall of 2025, and the colorway you're looking at previously was the light mango colorway, also dropping in fall of 2025. I just want to draw a little attention
I'd
here.
give 'em,
So when
not
you
gonna
see this
lie.
and you start talking about what an outdoor court looks like, these are the Nike Air Raids that I have here on foot, which was one of Nike's earlier outdoor basketball shoes, meant to be able to withstand what it's like playing outdoors when you're playing on pavement, you're playing on
I'm pretty
asphalt.
sure a lot of folks are
This
gonna
is a
use
whole
a lot
nother
of low
iteration of that, a
ratings.
whole nother evolution. A sneaker that's much more lightweight, is breathable, and is really considerate of how the athlete plays on different terrains. And I think when you look across this series from GT all the way to the ST, you're seeing different levels of play. Whether a player has to deal with terrain like asphalt, players that really want to focus on breathability and being able to move really quickly across the court, think about your guard play, or a player just wants to tell a story, or all the way to the future of basketball. That's a lot that's covered in just 3 different silhouettes. Absolutely amazing. All right, moving away from GT, we're going to slide into our signature series, and of course we have to start it off right, none other than
Okay.
Sabrina.
We got some Sabrinas coming up. Not gonna hold you.
I love the way these look. This is Sabrina 3 in the Blueprint colorway, dropping
Anything
fall of
icy blue
2025.
typically hits
Nike
for
basketball design has a
all
storied
for-
history of bringing the game-defining footwear to players and fans around the world for decades. And today, for those of you watching live, you are taking the very first look at the unveiling of the Sabrina 3. Sabrina Ionescu's first 2 signature sneakers have been worn by the best players in the world, both men's and women, and the third is going to bring that same energy.
These are calm. Might be my favorite one.
I feel lucky because I get to have all these
As of
sneakers
right
in
now.
hand as well, not just see them on the internet, but man, these look beautiful. But before I get long-winded about it and talk too long, I want to pass it to people who know a little bit more than me, including Sabrina Ionescu and designer Ben Netankom, to hear more.
All right.
Hi, thanks for having us here on Snkrs Showcase. We're happy to be here.
Super happy to be here, being able to talk about the Sabrina 1 and 2 and how amazing of a performance basketball shoe we've been able to create, and now here unveiling the Sabrina 3.
Hey, I remember when we started this project, you talked about you love how the 1 played, the 2 played, and there's consistency you want across your product. So we definitely heard you on that one and brought that level of expectation onto the 3. So first things first, man, players out there love your underfoot sensation of how your 1 and 2 is. So we took that idea and carried across into the 3 with the Cushman 3.0 as our heel to forefoot midsole. Also coupling that with a forefoot zoom. That magic combination of those two really have poopers out there loving
Traction
the
looks
1
pretty
and
tough,
2.
too.
And we felt that it was really important to kind of bring that sensation back again for the 3. As well, you talked about you wanting your shoe to feel lighter and stronger. So we kept the support in the forefoot, in the midfoot, allowing your cables to cinch you down, lock you in. But in addition to that, we leveled up and also thought about how we innovated around that. So we took this mesh and added this pleated system, creating a tunnel, allowing the cables to feed through to give you that midfoot lock support. So we're super excited for people to try this on and experience this new Sabrina 3.
Yeah, I would say one of my favorite parts about it is the traction.
Yeah.
Just understanding how important it is when you get on the court to feel like you're connected to the court, and your footwear plays a huge role in that. And so in the Sabrina 3, being able to really lock into to the underfoot feeling, I feel like as an athlete is really important, and has always been important to me to make sure that my traction is on point, and being able to have that in the Sabrina 3 and continuing to improve it through my line was really important.
That was critical. We wanted to innovate around that too, and we started with herringbone for the 1 and 2, but for the 3, we brought in these really cool S's that's concentric from the middle and outwardly blending out and bursting out. And also there's also a cutout here to reduce more weight, making sure that we allow the shoe to bend in the right areas, but also looking at the icon of this being eye could be really cool too, and giving some more cushioning properties. But having S's across the entire footbed just make your Sabrina, make the 3 Sabrina the most Sabrina ever. So we're happy about that.
Super happy about that. Obviously, I've kept the medial swoosh the same through the 1 and the 2, and that's a story that I kind of like to tell, and I think it's been really cool to be able to keep that consistent of just continuing to break down barriers. And then the Blueprint colorway, being the launch colorway, is probably one of my favorite kind of stories to tell, with just understanding the blueprint that I want to be just as a basketball player, and understanding the hard work that you put in and the results that you get out, continuing to be an inspiration, and also just allowing everyone in the world to come on, put on this shoe, and go out and accomplish whatever it is that they want to do. And I feel like having a blueprint to be able to do that as an athlete on the court through my footwear is really important.
That's clean.
That's amazing. I mean, kids across the world they mirror your game as you think about kids who start to dribble basketball.
That's probably my favorite.
They look at you as the blueprint. I mean, that's got to be feeling incredible.
I'd probably say
to
it's
know
my
that,
favorite.
not just in America, but across the planet.
Yeah, no, I mean,
GT Futures
it means a lot, and obviously super thankful for everyone who's supported the Sabrina 1 and 2, and obviously the Sabrina 3 is something I'm really excited about for every single basketball player to be able to put on and just see the work that we've put in to continue to create the best performance shoe that we can.
One of the things you brought up before was you said that when you watch highlights, top 10 on ESPN or any other sort of callback to the game, you look for your vertical swoosh to recognize that if that player is wearing your shoe. And you mentioned that was really important to you on the 1 and 2, and also now on the 3. Do you feel like we established like an ownable thing that you can continue to see as yours moving forward as well?
Yeah, I definitely feel when we talked about the 1 and 2 and wanting to keep it consistent, just knowing when you see it, you know it's Sabrina. And I think that was something that was super important in the story that it tells of continuing to break down barriers and believe in yourself and never really doubting yourself. And to be able to continue to see that through the shoe, I think kind of just tells a great story of limitless opportunities to go out and just be the best that you can and believe in yourself.
Another thing we talked about is tapping into your Romanian roots and really bringing some of that stitch work back to life. We explored that on the 1 and now revisiting on the 3 as well, like having the midfoot being this pleated fit system, but then as it bleeds into the forefoot and the heel, there's this beautiful crafted embroidery that's just kind of blended outward. Remember we did that, and the first time you saw, you're like kind of like on the fence about it, but after seeing it polished and finished, you really love that detail.
Yes, I do remember. I just think it creates a...
All right. So Snkrs app right now is kind of acting up with the audio, but I'm going to go ahead and stop mirroring for the time being. Shout out to everybody as of right now. I know I can't see chat. I know it's a little bit quieter on this side. Let me see how many folks we got going on. We got 50. There we go. Volume is back. I can't see chat as I'm screen sharing, friends. So just giving you guys a heads up. So if I'm quiet, it's not because I'm ignoring you guys. It's basically because I just can't see chat. So far, so good. What up, BG? What's going on, Flipper Drip? Make sure you guys go ahead and tap in with my boy Flipper Drip up in the building. Always showing support. Always going at it strong with the community. MD's up in the building. Jerry's up in the building. Who's still up in the building? Can everybody give me a thumbs up if you guys are locking in? All right? Let me know in the chat. I know Showcase is looking a little bit more on the quieter side. It's still the beginning. We just started it within, what, a couple of 15 minutes ago or so. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, all right? It's still pretty early. We're going to go ahead and lock this in real quick, all right? I'm going to go ahead and screen share one more time. And let's go ahead and do this thing. Thank you guys so much for your patience. All right. We're going to go ahead and bada bing, bada boom.
Design evolve over time. You can watch stories evolve as well. And her sort of platforming her Romanian roots. Then also just this shoe feeling like the right royalty for a WNBA champion. Again, a WNBA champion. It only feels appropriate. I cannot wait to see these hit the court for the first time a couple blocks away from me here in New York City. So let's keep things moving, staying in the signature line, but this time we're sliding over to Ja Morant.
All right, here we go. Ja threes. I'm not going to lie, from the 1s, it hit. 2s, 3s are looking like they're about to hit. 3s are looking like...
Place dead center.
Usually I'm not too big on the New York versus New York drops,
only
but
the branding, the ownable
for a
logo
Ja 3, it don't look bad. I'm not going to lie.
And then we'll finish.
And the things he actually kept painting was the backboard swoosh and the A, and he's like, yo, that could be my new thing. So we thought that could be a really cool, authentically Ja detail we could pull into his product and make that a really cool feature. And that's my favorite part.
Cool. So make sure you get your hands on the Ja 3 coming this fall. So back to you, Jinx, in the studio.
Back to you, Jinx, in the studio. Makes me feel very official. Thank you, Mo, and thank you, Ben. I love when designers and PLMs talk because you just get more insight into the sneaker. As you see, I got all three of these laid out here. Obviously, the graffiti stands out. I think my favorite part of the shoe is just the way the swoosh has been able to work as a J form. I think these are super, super cool. And then if you guys can just stay on this a little bit longer, you can see just all the texture that is just built into the sneaker. You see that like repeating monogram that's all around the shoe. That kind of feels like almost tire treads on the upper and on the outsole. These are ill. Just to make sure I have these dates right, he's going to go on tour, as Mo said. He's going to be stopping in EYBL Peach Jam in Atlanta, and that's going to be on July 18th and the 19th. Then he's going to slide up here to New York versus New York. You do not want to miss that on July 22nd. Then he's going to make his way overseas to China, Tokyo, and Manila from the range of July 25th through August 2nd. So it's a lot of basketball all throughout the summer, and hopefully you guys get a chance to see these and get your hands on them. Very, very exciting. All right, guys, still in the signature, but this time we're going to take a look at what Giannis has been cooking up.
The Freak Sevens. Haven't hit or haven't grabbed up a pair of Antetokounmpo.
Giannis Antetokounmpo plays the game hard with passion and emotion, and more than anything, he wanted that hard working in the gym type of. But these are absolutely beautiful, and then I want to show you the detail using the ignition colorway here. So I'm just going to show you as best I can. I think it started to make its way on the net, but if you see right here in the area that he would be sort of pivoting off for his Euro step, it spells his last name. The devil's in the details, y'all. So again, the ignition colorway drops fall 2025 that I have here in my hand, and the live wire colorway drops fall as well. Both these are super excited. I want to make sure I get this detail exactly right. So we have this design will be available on Nike.com and select stores globally, and exclusively at Dick's Sporting Goods in North America starting July 29th. Summertime hoops, get ready. All right, guys, on to our next athlete, Kevin Durant.
KD 18s, wow. That's got to be for October. That's fall.
Look at
no,
these.
That's holiday?
The KD 18 and the Halloween iteration dropping holiday 2025. So when the KD 18 dropped at NBA All-Star Weekend for the first time as part of the Black Label Pack, which was also at that same game where we saw the GT Futures, we all noticed a new but familiar design. That feeling of nostalgia. This feeling of nostalgia has been core to KD colorways for some time, which can be seen on the KD 18 taking cues from the Air Terra Humara. You guys can see that in the lacing system. And so not just in the design build are they taking cues from other Nike product, but they're also taking colorways and other inspirations. So here you have the Rise colorway dropping in fall 2025. I should have been doing this rotation the whole time.
I'm not too big on the Rise.
Got it right. There we go. As you can see, the colorways, it should hint at a certain point of KD's story, which we'll touch on a little bit later in the broadcast. Okay, I want to make my way to this international blue colorway that I think has everybody's attention right here.
Oh, damn.
So if you've seen this blue, I think you guys know where it's from. We've been on this broadcast. You guys know that we're all foam fans here. This is the blue that we normally see on the Royal Foam. Yeah. The official colorway is called International Blue. This ties to KD's DMV roots. Guys, don't kill me. I know we're here in New York City, but there's been often debate about who kind of owns Foamposites. Is it the DMV? Is it New York? Anyone can buy them, but guys, it's the DMV. And I think this puts it to rest with KD sort of claiming that narrative and baking into his KD 18. And then lastly, I want to hop into this colorway right here. I mean, damn, how good this is. It has a nice gradient that goes sort of from pink to purple at the tip right here. And then when we start talking about what Foamposites look like, this brings us a similar materiality that we see on Foamposites, right? This sort of like almost matte, but at the same time gloss finish that we see. And then each one of these, of course, has a nice icy sole. And then before we hop out of here, I just want to make sure I bring these Slim Reapers up here. This draws inspiration from KD's Slim Reaper nickname. I'm going to take a risk here because I didn't read all the product details.
Glow in the dark?
Yeah, they glow in the dark. We're not going to turn the lights out here, but they glow in the dark. These are all fun and super exciting. All right, guys, my favorite segment. We're going to jump over to retro basketball.
I feel like any Halloween shoe nowadays is just glow in the dark. It's like automatic. All right, KD4 has got to be gold.
So you just saw a look at the latest and greatest from KD. Now we've got exciting retro fans that have been with KD from the start. Initially released back in 2012, the KD4 is back sporting the colorway from Kevin Durant's alma mater, the University of Texas, which really feels appropriately timed now that he's made his return to the Lone Star State, playing for the Houston Rockets. Notable details include the branding on the tongue and the iconic crossover strap that KD4 fans love. So I'm just gonna make sure I can show you that detail. I'm gonna unlace them. You can kind of see the Texas hook'em. super important chapter in Katie's story. I think what's exciting about these, again, we start talking about what retros look like. I think we're used to seeing some silhouettes return fairly often in the Nike universe. Seeing these make their way back into the line of sight is really cool. I think the main reason is that it shows that Nike's paying attention to what the audience wants. KD4 has been absolutely crazy. I think there's a generation that really pays a lot of attention to these, and I mean, these went absolutely nuts on the court. And to bring these back, knowing that they've only been, out of the line of sight for a really short amount of time, says not only are they listening, they're willing to commit to what the baller wants on the court. I love these. Shout out to KD making his way back to Texas. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump over to my favorite segment, the one I've been waiting for. Yep,
right.
foams.
Let's see how this one goes. I'm genuinely curious about this one. Okay, I'm bringing them back.
So you guys are looking at right now is the Air Foamposite Pro. If you watch previous Sneaker Showcase airings, then you know we're crazy. Back. Specifically, I'm crazy about foams.
I know a lot of folks are going to
two exciting retros coming out the vault for the first time in a long time. And this one here is the Pearl dropping in Holiday 2025. Originally from 1997, and most notably seen in the iconic movie He Got Game. The last time we saw these brought back was in 2015. So it's been about 10 years since the last release.
Yeah, I know.
And what I have here in my hand hasn't been back out in the world since 2011.
Might be my favorite drop from
and that is the pine green foams. Yeah, these are beautiful. And what you see right here, it's got the icy sole that we're all used to. It's sort of like pine green swoosh that sits on the bottom. You can see the sort of iridescent details that we're really used to seeing on
oh my
Foamposites.
gosh. No.
And then what we have here is the Pearl. This to me is like a no-idea. Shout out to Omar. This feels like a No Ideas original, like perfect shoe for the fan base. I'm definitely getting these.
Fire.
In college, I had a guy trick me into trading them to him. Shout out Park Lesman for giving me a pair, but he tricked me into trading them to him. I never forgot. You knew what I had, and I didn't understand, but now I have my chance to get my get back. I'm not parting ways with these. When these drop, I'm getting at least 2 or 3 of these. Now, again, these both drop Holiday 2025, and it's been a long time since they've been back. Do not miss out on these. We're going to stay in the Foamposite family, but this time we're going to jump to the Foamposite One.
All right, here we go.
So right now we're looking at the black and varsity red Foamposite One drop in fall 2025. Now this is commonly known as a cough drop and first released in 2007 and was quickly brought back in 2010, but with a slightly different translucent outsole. This bring back keeps the solid red outsole and will be available in fall of this year.
Foam heads are gonna go crazy.
And we've also got a first look at a newer offering in the Foamposite family that I'm holding right here in my hands, the dark gray, smoke gray colorway. As you can see, it's got the traditional icy sole that we all love, but on the upper here, it has this sort of carbon fiber outer that gives it a nice little shine, but also still like muted somewhat subtle.
Some may call cap and gown.
I love a black, I love all foams, but I love a black foam that we have here. And then I just want to give a little more details on the cough drops. You know, I thought about naming names when I talked about who tricked me into selling the Foamposites. You know who you are. I'm not gonna, we'll keep it moving. But yeah, these are just absolutely beautiful.
4 for 4.
And again, a lot of variation in the Foamposite family. Expect both these to drop, fall of 2025 and holiday 2025, back to back. Don't miss. All right, guys, we're going to stay in the Posit family, but shift a little bit over. Next up, we're bringing up Air Flightposites.
Flights, I feel like last time you guys went crazy for the flights were, I think Green Goblins.
Now, those of you guys who tapped in with us last year when we were over in Paris for Paris Fashion Week, then you saw the unveil of the Flightposites return. But we're building on that, which you previously saw with 2 new colorways. And first that we're showing you right now is the Midnight Navy colorway. It has a sort of iridescent outer as well, dropping holiday of 2025.
You gotta go crazy.
These look so good.
They remind me a lot of the greens.
And then here in my hand, also dropping holiday, we have the Baroque Brown colorway. I think something I want to draw attention to for both of these is that obviously they're both in the Posit series, but these also just both being the exact same silhouette, how differently color can appear on them. So if we look at the brown colorway, it's got sort of this like muted, almost matte exterior. And if you asked me in 1,000 years which colorway would I have guessed to put on a Flightposite, I wouldn't have guessed Baroque Brown, but the moment I saw them, they looked beautiful. And obviously these ones, the leakers actually did get us on these and they showed them to the world. But I mean, you know, seeing them in hand here and actually getting a chance to feel the material, it's completely different. And they just feel and look amazing. And then I want to jump over here to the Midnight Navy colorway. I think we've seen the iridescence that exists on Posits, right? Whether it's the Flightposites, Foamposites,
like
Total Posits.
But with like an iridescent feel.
Depending on which light you look under, it might hit a purple hint, it might hit a greenish hint, a bluish hint. there's a lot going on here, and it's super cool. All right, y'all, I think that's it. Yeah, look, man, we've done it again. Somehow we've worked our way through a lot of different sneakers that Nike basketball has to offer.
There's
I think
a
for me,
lot,
what's most exciting
but
is that it covers the game on all different entry
realistically
points, right?
speaking
Whether
here,
it's
I
the
think
future of the game,
Foamposite's probably
bringing back
were the
player
best out of
favorites
the
or telling
bunch.
player stories, or some of the things we see here with some of the signature line, or even here the retros.
The Sabrinas
There's
went
a
hard
different
too,
way to
I'm not
play the
gonna
game
lie.
from everybody, whether you want it for the lifestyle aspect or actually at the court. All your bases are covered. So I just want to take one more look at everything we got here. And of course, look, we're going to be posting the full recap to the Snkrs app as we always do. So make sure you tap in and obviously still use the hashtag Snkrs Showcase for all your thoughts, the things you guys want to see, what you guys want to see on the next broadcast from us. And yeah, I want to thank all of our guests. So that's Ross, Sabrina, Ja, Giannis, Mo, and Ben. Thank you, all of you guys who joined in with us. And stay tuned for your #1 spot for all the things that are happening here with Nike and all their latest releases. I'm Jinx, and I'll see you guys.
I'm not gonna lie, Brandon's a really good host too. He's good. I like his vibe. I think he does a really good job at hosting the shows. As much as a lot of you guys are probably thinking it's you know, he does a really good job at explaining and breaking down everything for us. All right, well, all right. Let me go ahead and stop this screen share. Let me actually see chat for once, because I know chat is probably thinking I'm ignoring the ish out of you guys. All right, shout out to everybody up in the chat once again. It's a lot of basketball. Not so much lifestyle wear, but a lot of basketball, I feel like, for this one. Y'all let me know in the comments. We're not going to be taking too much out of your time, and as well as, you know, I don't want to be too late either. So, y'all let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on anything that we just got done watching? What are the solid pickups? What are the trash pickups? What are the must-haves for the collections? Kobe's loaded? Let's double check. Let's double check. I don't see any Kobe's loaded up as of right now. Ooh. Might have to drop you guys a nice little short very soon. But yes, Total Oranges are fully loaded. Fully loaded, as well as, look at that, Arts and Rec. Arts and Rec are loaded up as well too. We'll drop you guys a short. We'll drop you guys a video by the end of today talking more about that for sure. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty freaking good. Y'all let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts? I'm not buying any of those. Anybody else? Is everybody passing up on what we just saw? Even the cough drops? Pass on every they showed on the show. Shake my head. Dang, so nobody was really messing with them, huh? The Funk is pretty nice. He got Game Foams, must cop. Right? The Pearls. They got the Pearls, cough drops. Felt like there was like a black chrome one. That kind of reminded me of like a cap and gown. A cap and gown colorway scheme. We'll talk more about this tomorrow morning. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream early. Hopefully, if you guys are tuning in, you guys can rewatch it just to see what you guys missed out on. But that's pretty much it. It sums it up. Very quick and simple for you guys. I'm not trying to take too much out of your day. And I will definitely get to the content for the Kobe 6s and Arts and Recs soon. So stay tuned for that, because you guys should be seeing a short within a couple of minutes. Or I'll probably say within a couple of hours, just to like kind of balance out the streams and stuff. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, I will be more prepared. I'll bring a second device so I can actually see chat and actually talk to you guys while we're watching the streams. But that's pretty much it, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next one, which should be tomorrow morning. We'll talk more about this tomorrow morning. All right. Drop a comment in the comment section as you guys are leaving. As you guys see, I see you guys up in the chat. Shout out to Harry. Shout out to E-Money, Hart, George, RIP, Bruce G, Joey. Anybody else that's tuning in, anybody else that's commenting right now, appreciate you guys 1000%. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a blessed day, guys. Enjoy your guys', what is it, Tuesday? Enjoy your guys' Tuesdays, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right. I'm out. Enjoy the black stream. Peace.